Hello, I'm Sue Parker Hall, a psychotherapist and counsellor. I'm author of Anger, Rage and Relationship, which is a book that encourages an empathic, non-gendered approach to anger and rage difficulties, perceiving these difficulties as a human problem rather than an exclusively male problem. Together with Zach Fine from the Healing Guys practice, we are the other half. We decided to call ourselves the other half after watching a video where the statistic for domestic abuse against women was mentioned several times, and a female PhD student piped up, "What about the other half of the story?" In other words, what about male domestic abuse statistics? Consequently, Zach and I named ourselves the other half. I work with men, women and young people, and over the years I've noticed many ways in which men can be disadvantaged. I offer you a few examples here, but there are many more which I'm looking forward to discussing with you and with Zach on this page in the future. Firstly, I want to share how I've noticed a typically negative view of men abounds. For example, there's a tendency within wider culture within our profession to denigrate alpha maleness, to talk about toxic masculinity. Talking about toxic femininity would rightly be deeply frowned upon. I've also noticed men being blamed for their suffering, and also that their considerable positive contributions to the world can be discounted. In my opinion, this negative perception of masculinity, of men and masculinity, is harming men's and boys' opinion of and relationship with themselves, and it has a destructive influence on both partners in intimate relationships. Secondly, I've lost count of the times I've worked with male existential disadvantage in the therapy room. I think this phenomenon is often invisible because of how the shadow side of radical feminism subtly influences practitioner values and worldview. On the whole, counsellors and psychotherapists are highly aware of women's needs and disadvantages, and society is consciously addressing these with considerable success. However, when it comes to men's needs and issues, not so much. So, in my experience, men can receive less than fair treatment in the child and family court system. So many of my male clients have been estranged from or have highly restricted contact with their child or their children. It also seems to me that boys' life chances can be damaged by an education system that doesn't support their natural or evolutionary tendencies. I'm concerned about a healthcare system that hasn't supported men's or physical health problems to the same extent as it's supported women's mental and physical health problems. But most seriously of all, I worry about the very high suicide rate of men. All suicide deaths are a tragedy, of course, but in 2018, men were killing themselves at more than 3 times the rate of women. I can't help thinking that if it were women who were dying at more than 3 times the rate of men, it would be a national scandal and more would be being done. There are many other psychological and practical ways I've noticed in which men are disadvantaged, which Zach and I will be shining a light on in our endeavour together. Just one last word. People often ask me, why do you take such an interest in men's issues? Well, that does amuse me a little bit because I don't think I'd be being asked why do I take an interest in women's issues. Anyway, I'm interested in true equality. I've seen ways in which men are viewed and treated unfairly, and I want to help. I think women have an important role to play in this matter. We can't so easily be dismissed or discounted like men can. They can be called bitter or whiny males, or they can be said to be already privileged or already having all the power. So I think women are important in this matter. Anyway, that's it for now. Zach and I hope you'll enjoy our content, and if you think you will, please subscribe to our page. Like our page. Okay. Bye for now. Thank you.